Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions. Now guys, I do my research for me. I have a financial background, and the reason I started this channel was to bring as many people into crypto as humanly possible, because I can't have any more conviction that this is the best opportunity in history for the average person to change their financial future. But you got to have real information. Now, Forbes just came out with a list of the 20 zombie chains that they believe are dead, that has no future. Now, I don't agree with the entire list. I actually believe that there's over 100,000 tokens that are going to disappear in the long run. That being said, I own 4 of these tokens, and one of them is one of my biggest bags. And unfortunately, whether I like it or not, I got to deal with that. But I like knowing my risk. For me, what I want to do is put all the information out there so I'll at least understand my risk reward. Now, when I do research, one of my pet peeves is when I am lied to. And I got news for you guys. Probably 90% of the information you get in crypto from YouTube is straight BS. It's from influencers that just want to grow their channel, and they will tell you anything that you want to hear, so you'll keep coming back. That being said, we're going to dive into this list, and I want to go over Investa Answers. He is one of the smartest people, I believe, in crypto. Definitely like in the top 25. He's one of the guys I've been following for a long time. He has a financial background. He worked on Wall Street. He's retired, guys. He doesn't need your money, and he is straight up. And he's one of the most honest guys in crypto. So we're going to dive into what he did his video about, and then I'm going to leave a link at the end. Guys, if you care about your money and you own one of these 20 tokens, I highly recommend you go watch his entire video. You're not going to like it, but here's the good news, guys. If you have money stacked on a project that's not going to give you the upside that you expected, it's not too late. You can swap it or sell it on a pump or whatever. So that's the good news. Anyway, guys, before we dive into it, hit that like button. Now, I'm just going to read briefly, real quick, which projects are on the list. The first project is XRP. Then it has Cardano, which I own. It has Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Internet Computer, Ethereum Classic, XLM, Stacks I own, Kaspa I own, THETA, Phantom, Monero, Arweave, Algorand, Flow, Multiverse X, Bitcoin SV, Mina, Tezos, and EOS. Those are the 20 projects. Now, the first project he talks about is, one of the projects he talks about is ICP. Now, ICP gets a lot of hype that it's phenomenal tech. I own ICP, and I will be selling it in the next pump. That being said, I'm going to let you hear what he says. Now, guys, this is just some Uncle Ray alpha for you. I've been around a long time. I've traded, coffee, sugar, cocoa, foreign currencies, options, futures, day traded, penny stocks way back in the day, flip real estate. I've been around a long time. And 2 things I'll tell you before we dive into this is, if the majority were right, the majority would be rich. And I've never been around a wealthy person. I'm not talking about a rich person. I'm talking about a wealthy person that doesn't care more about their downside risk than their upside risk. The upside's going to take care of itself, but you have to protect the downside. And I've never met a wealthy person that if you lie to him or sugarcoat their downside risk, they're done with you. Guys, be careful who you listen to, right? Because most people could care less if you make money in this market. That being said, guys, this is a mono to mono, bet. If someone pulls out $1 million out of your favorite project, that came out of that ecosystem. That means that a large amount of money, a large amount of people are going to lose that $1 million. That being said, the first project is ICP that he talks about. And again, guys, if you care about your money, go watch his entire video. Check it out.
Why is ICP on the list? We have a lot of people. By the way, one of my best metrics that I found to be absolutely reliable, the more a chain is pumped and the more it is pumped by scammers and the more people that have dedicated videos around a chain, the higher the probability is it's a scam. Okay? Pumpers. Beware the pumpers. All right? Find people that have already made their money and they don't need to use YouTube to make money. You are the product. Okay? And I'm sorry for these firm words, but this is the amount of stuff that I see pumped and shielded. It's almost as bad as 2020 and 2021. Getting all my years mixed up. So let's talk about ICP. Heavily pumped. Critics argue that ICP blockchain has not demonstrated significant real-world use cases or applications that would drive demand for its native token, the ICP coin, and the lack of utility is seen as a factor in its classification as a zombie chain. Also, the technology. People say it's the best technology in the world. No. Many experts claim the underlying technology of ICP is very, very outdated compared to newer blockchains, and the newer blockchains have much more security features, scalability features, etc. And this technological stagnation or tech debt also attributes to ICP zombie status and lack of development. There are concerns that the development and innovation on ICP have not kept pace with other blockchain projects, and this could lead to a decline in interest from other developers. Again, zombie chain label. These are basic things you need to know about your chain. Do not trust the person touting the chain on a YouTube channel or on Twitter or anywhere else. Do your research. I'm laying it all.
Okay, guys, that's on ICP. Now, one thing I personally see on ICP, and again, I own ICP, and the reason I bought it was I thought it had better tech than I'm coming to find out in my research, because it's not that it doesn't have great tech, but when you compare it to some of these new projects and the new tech that's coming out, that's getting that adoption and getting that demand, well, it's not so good. And a lot of the projects built that developers are building on ICP are irrelevant. But the number one thing, and I've done a handful of videos about this, whether it's crypto or any other business in the world, it has to make money. So think about it, guys. If a project is not getting the adoption, it's not making any money for the ecosystem, how is it going to survive? Most projects, out of the 100,000 tokens out there, they get their money from the foundation or the developers pumping money into the ecosystem. Well, that's all great in the beginning, but when you see that it's not getting that adoption, and even if it does get the adoption, it's not going to produce any money. I'll give you an example. A lot of people hate Ethereum, but Ethereum makes more money for its ecosystem. That means the developers and the companies using it than all the other blockchains probably combined outside of Bitcoin and just a few more, for whatever that's worth. Anyway, here's the other one when he talks about XRP.
have a shopping mall with no rental income. Think of it that way. Just popped into my head. Let's look at another one. XRP. Nearly $1 million market cap per daily active user. And it's not a layer 1, layer 2 per se. Thank you, B-Man, for coming. It's different. But still, insane valuation. And that puppy, XRP, Ripple, has been diluting, inflating, dumping tokens on retail for 8 years. And they're not stopping. They nearly have $50 billion in escrow waiting for you. That's absolute price suppression. These are the hard truths that people are too lazy to look into. All right? What else?
Now, if you've been watching my channel at all, you know I've corrected a lot of misinformation about XRP. I just had a debate, which, to be honest, guys, I got on my high horse and I didn't answer the questions well. I just couldn't understand the idiotic debate we were having. And one thing we were debating was that Ripple was dumping. And he said, no, they're not dumping. And they are dumping. Everyone understands that. It's not even open for debate. But, you know, here's one thing. And guys, check me on this, because my math might not be right, but the concept is correct. You know, 11 years that XRP has existed, it hasn't even remotely got in the ballpark of transacting $1 trillion worth. A lot of people tell you, oh, it's gonna, all the money's gonna run on XRP rails, etc. But let's think about it, guys. They haven't got even a fraction toward $1 trillion worth of transactions, not a fraction in 11 years. Let's say somehow, some way, they get to a year where they transact $1 trillion. How long from now is that going to be? Now, here's the issue when it comes to making money. Now, first of all, Ripple would make an immense amount because of their Ripple payments. ODL has been canceled. They use Ripple payments. And half those payments, they do use their supply of XRP, but now they're coming out with their stable coin. Anyway, not going to get off track. But if Ripple and XRP somehow could transact $1 trillion, which I don't know if it will ever happen, but if it does, that only produces $10 million. $10 million. That is nothing. Ethereum does like $10 million a week, and I don't know how have their numbers, but that is nothing. $10 million is not going to keep an ecosystem alive. Anyway, one of my biggest bags, it depends on the day, is Stacks. I absolutely love Stacks. And he did mention that Stacks has an outside chance, but he doesn't think it's going to make it. Now, before I dive into why I'm still bullish on Stacks, the two blockchains he mentioned that he thought had a somewhat of a chance to make it was Arweave and Phantom. But it's a very outside chance in his opinion. Now, when it comes to Stacks, the reason I'm so bullish is it's a layer 2 for Bitcoin. And some of the billionaires that have been buying Bitcoin talked about the DeFi that's going to be produced on Stacks and how the Bitcoin ecosystem is going to do very well. So that's why I got into Stacks initially, and I'm still bullish on Stacks, and I think it will do very well. That being said, all these projects are not zombie chains right this minute. It's going to take time, so they can still do well. They're not going to lead the bull run, and none of that hype is going to get them to those levels that you are probably expecting or that you have been told about. But Stacks has just approved the Nakamoto upgrade, and that is a game changer. To simplify it, and please do your research, it's kind of going to do what Matic does for Ethereum, right? So that is a big deal. It's going to make it bigger, better, faster. It's going to help the DeFi ecosystem and everything else. Anyway, I also own ADA, and the reason, and I own ADA, and I own, God, my brain's not working. Anyway, the reason I own ADA is because I truly believe that ADA is going to have its day. It has a big community, has great tech. It is not getting the adoption, but I truly believe it's still going to have its day. So that's all I got for you guys, but I will say this. I do one-on-one coaching. It's $250. We go through your portfolio. I give you 3 Zoom calls or phone calls. We go through your portfolio. I teach you how to look at tokenomics, how to compare projects, how to dollar cost averaging in and out. And no matter what, I try to help you get a game plan so the FOMO won't get to you. Articles like this won't get to you if you have a game plan. Anyway, I'll leave a link down below. I'll leave a link to this video with investor answers. Guys, you owe it to yourself to dive in to this project. Guys, I'm just going to make this as simple for you. If you have influencers that have never said anything bad about a token, right? What does that tell you? And if they have like ICP or XRP or XLM or anything in their name, they're biased. But guys, I'm here to tell you, in crypto, the majority information is just BS. People don't understand the tech, and they could care less about your money. I do on this channel, and if this triggers you, come back after the bull run and let me know how you did, because I'll be very, very curious. Now, remember, my other token I own is Kaspa. I still think Kaspa is going to have a big upside long term. I think it has an outside chance to be relevant. We don't know because nothing hardly is being built on it. I just did a video on Kaspa talking about its first project being built. I'll leave a link to that as well. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Hit that like button, and no matter what, come back and be part of this community. Take care.